We are going to be walking to Marine Park from Bensonhurst. That is the focus of today's walk. Welcome in on a nice spring morning. It is 70 degrees on April 23rd, 2026. It is Thursday at around 10:30 a.m. So we're going to be walking down to Marine Park all the way. I mean, from Bensonhurst. Now, if you're wondering, that's a far walk. You've seen me do some recent 6-mile walks. All right. So does this walk come out to 6 miles? So yes and no. And what I mean by that is, by the time we get to Marine Park, we will have hit the 4-mile walk. But then what we're going to do is we're going to walk around Marine Park. So that's probably going to get us about a mile to a mile and a half of walking. So it's going to come out to about 5 to 5.5 miles of walking. And I do have my mile tracker on. So I will definitely give you guys our mile markers on camera, and you guys can check the video bar and the description for the timestamps. This is the old New Utrecht Cemetery. The original settlers of this area reside. Just got a horn beeped. The original settlers reside in this cemetery, a lot of them. A lot of these tombstones date back to the 1600s. This right here is where the old New Utrecht Reformed Church used to be, which we're going to pass down on 18th Avenue. It was originally here, and then it was taken down stone by stone. And moved to 18th Avenue. This is the church that we just walked by, is the Metropolitan Baptist Church. That's what that church is now. It's a newer church. Well, we will be walking right by the New Utrecht Church. I didn't give you guys the route. Well, I did. I threw the map up, right? So you guys saw the map. In case you guys couldn't tell, exactly what route we're going to be taking, I'll tell you right now. We're going to be taking 84th Street. We started on just off of 15th Avenue. So 84th and 15th Avenue. We're going to take 84th Street down to Avenue S. And then we're going to get on Avenue S and stay on Avenue S all the way to Marine Park. Some of the lower half of the alphabet letters will take you to Marine Park, like Avenue S, Avenue T, Avenue U. So if you're on any of those avenues, you will, and you go east, you will end up in Marine Park. Those avenues will run into or adjacent to the park. I know Avenue U is on the south side of the park. Avenue S and Avenue T will definitely take you right into the park. Seventeenth Avenue is what we're crossing right now. So as you can see, the sun will be in front of us for the entire walk until we get over to the park, and then we'll walk around the park. And like I said, it is 70 degrees out. It's very nice out. So. Very nice out. Perfect weather for walking. I am prepared for a long day outside, and I have water on me today. I do have water with me today. Yeah, there goes the D train over the train trestle. Over the elevated rails, the L. Some nice flowers here. Look at these flowers at the Bensonhurst Center here. And this nice tree. Most of these cherry blossom trees have blooms out. Pretty much, they're now getting ready to turn green. I was talking, I have water with me. I have been doing a lot of those long walks, those recent long walks with all of you without the water. That's part of my endurance training that I do every early spring to get used to the summer, because I do bring water with me in the summer, but I tend not to drink it until I need it. So today I got water with me, not because I really need it, but I might be doing 2 walks today, and I might want to eat out, obviously, because it's nice out. I'm going to be out all day, so it's good to bring water with me. Don't even have to pay like $20 for a can of soda. Everything is like so expensive now. All right, here we go. This is the this is 18th Avenue. And this is the church I was telling you about. This church here that you see here. This church used to be in that spot that I just showed you at the cemetery. This is the church that used to be there. It was torn down stone by stone and rebuilt stone by stone here. It's called the New Utrecht Reformed Church. I do a little bit. Oh, you know what I just did, guys? I made a mistake here. Because I was so much into showing you guys the church that I went left instead of right. I want to be on 84th Street, so we'll go back onto 84th Street when we get down to 19th. Not a big deal. I could take 83rd Street, but I want to keep it. I want to keep it where I said I was going to do. I was going to do 84th down to Stillwell Avenue, over to Avenue S, and onto the park. All right, let's get back onto 84th Street once we get down here. You guys will get a nice little brief tour of 19th Avenue over here. You see a work train going over the tracks over there. Well, yeah, it's gone. I doubt you could even see it. All right, let's get across and get back onto 84th. You can see at this point, all the trees are really filling in. It's late April, so another week from now, and a lot of these trees will be fully bloomed out. Everything is looking green. That's one of the reasons why I figured we'd take a walk over to Marine Park. Everything should look nice and green over there, even if it's not fully grown out. It's enough. There's enough foliage on the trees to get the color. Oh, look at this house, guys. Look at that. That's a nice house. So this block, 84th going down, you'll find a lot of, different styles of real estate. I don't know if you guys noticed a guy with the hand truck. He was trying to move it and everything came off the hand truck. There is something banging around in my backpack that's really annoying me, and I'm trying to position it so that I don't hear it. But if you guys hear a little thumping around, that's what the noise is. Something in my backpack. I had a way to fix it. What I did was I just took my backpack off of my back completely. It's just on one shoulder now. It's light anyway. There's nothing in there. I got my container of water. My battery pack. I got my cable for the battery pack, and I think I have my wireless mic is in there in case I need it. And I think what's clicking together is the battery pack is knocking into the cable or the microphone. So let's stay away from the scaffolding. So make it much more pleasing on the eye to look at trees than scaffolding. We are almost done with the month of April. It is almost May. We got another week left of April, and then we're getting into the Stride Warrior peak walking months. May, June, July, and August. Hoping for some nice rain and storms this summer. We'll see what happens. Last year we had 2 really nice storms back to back, like one week after another. Actually, I think it was like 3. We're gonna get back on this side because that's where the jackhammer is, on the opposite side, so I don't want to be next to that. Jackhammer's over there somewhere. Wait, it's actually on this side. Let's go to the other side. That's how sound plays tricks on you. It's bouncing off of the side of the big building that's on my right here, and that's why I thought it was on this side. It is over there. I'll give you guys a look. Looks like they are gonna redo the driveway. I was talking about storms last year. Last year was kind of interesting. If you remember, last year, and I remember this because it kept screwing up my schedule, but last summer we had 3 Fridays in a row where we had 3 big storms. And I remember that because of the 3rd Avenue festival, street festivals. Third Avenue had 2 rainouts and 1 partial rainout, and I remember because I was going to go to each one. I went to the first one. The first one was good, and then the next 3 were rained out for the most part. It was 3 Fridays in a row. We had 3 really good storms. All at the same time, too. It was all around 4 o'clock, between 4 and 8. It was kind of weird. It was like clockwork. So we'll see what this year gives us. We are on Bay Parkway. This is mile 1. See the Bay Parkway train station over there? So we have just hit our first mile on this. Let's call it a 5-mile. Man, it's hard to determine because we're going to keep walking. But when we get to Marine Park, that's going to be 4 miles. A couple of blocks from Marine Park will be 4 miles. We're going to walk around the park. So let's just say it's around 5-mile walk. And we are on 84th Street, making our way down to Avenue S. We're going to be there soon. We're going to hang a left on 24th Avenue and then a right. And it's going to kind of get a little zigzag because of the way Stewart Avenue cuts through. So that's why I have to, make a couple of turns, and once we get onto Avenue S, we'll then be on Avenue S all the way down to the park. Temperature today is supposed to go up to 78 degrees, close to 80. It's, like I said, it is 70 degrees right now. It feels warmer than that, by the way. But that was what the local stations were reading at 10:30 a.m. But it's supposed to go up to 78 today. 23rd Avenue. My cousin used to live on this block. I have a cousin that lived right there on the corner house right there. Many, many years ago. This used to be St. Mary's Catholic School. It's a different school now. The church, St. Mary's, is still around on the other side of the property. This used to be the schoolyard. Over there used to be the parking lot where those 2 condos are. Then they sold the property and they built condos, and they made this the parking lot. Little history. This block looks pretty much the same, though. I mean, nothing has really changed on these blocks. There's some more construction going on, which it's gonna force us to cross over. We have to go across anyway because we have to get over in the direction to the left. Somebody is cursing. This whole line of cars over here. I don't know what's going on, why they're all stuck over here. I have to clear my throat. There's a lot of pollen in the air. I have allergies this time of year, so. A lot of sidewalk cement work going on. All right, we're on 24th Avenue right now, so we're off. We're done with the 84th Street portion of the walk. Damn. I very rarely cough on camera, but I would have to stop and cut stuff out, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. I apologize. Nice little home here on the corner of 83rd Street. Right now we are just, by the way, getting out of Bensonhurst. We will be pretty much in the neighborhoods of Gerritsen, parts of Sheepshead Bay. Marine Park is an actual neighborhood. Well, I was going to go down this block, but it's all closed for school. All right, let's get over to Avenue S. So this is Stillwell Avenue over here. I think I gotta come back a little bit. I always get a little turned around over here. Let me see. I think I've got to go. We got to go right. We have to do a right and a left, a quick right and a left, like a boxer. I got the light. Cross Stillwell. This is PS 97 to my left here. We used to play stickball in the schoolyard here a lot. Could have made my life easier and just went down 83rd Street, but I wanted to get on Stillwell Avenue. I know some people could have just went down 83rd, but I wanted to do some walking on Stillwell. I wanted to pay some homage to PS 97. I spent a lot of summers in this schoolyard playing, like I said, stickball. We play softball, basketball. So instead of coming down 83rd right here, I decided to take a little bit of a long walk. This is Avenue S right here, though. Man, I could smell the bagel store over there on the corner. Wild's Bagels. It smells wild, I'll tell you that. All right, so we are about to hit mile 2 in a few blocks. I'm looking at my mile counter here. We're getting close to 2 miles, so I'll let you know when it happens. They consider this the Gravesend section of Brooklyn. There we go at my throat. This is why you might get a mix of commentary and non-commentary walks in the month of May. Because my allergy season peaks in May. It gets worse. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. So that's why I don't do a commentary all the time at this time of the year. So. We're on Avenue S for the next 2 miles. Over 2 miles of walking on Avenue S to get to Marine Park. So look at some of these trees that I'm walking by. You got some pink here, like purple. Actually, that's purple. Well, I guess you could get away with both purple and pink. Yeah, that whole block, actually, this next block on both sides is all apartment buildings. Big apartment buildings on both sides. Got a FedEx truck right in the crosswalk. I was tempted to walk through the FedEx truck, guys. I could see the opening on the other side. I'm like, let's walk through it. I don't know where the driver is, but I was thinking about it. Got a couple of unfriendly dogs in front of us on the next block. I don't know if you guys could hear it. I will tell you, the big one we're about to pass was not the one that was growling. It was the smaller one that's down the block now. That girl is wearing a scarf and a jacket. I will tell you, it is definitely not scarf and jacket weather. I'll let you get away with the scarf.
Not the scarf. I'll let you get away with the jacket, but not the scarf. I mean, it's a little too much. If I use that shot, like, of me walking by her, and she's in the thumbnail for this video, people are going to think it was a cold day before they click on the walk. So I don't know if I could. I definitely wouldn't do that. It is nice. This is more pinkish. Nice pink tree. And you can see there's a mix of commercial. You got some of these like small storefronts mixed in and out. Grocery stores. This right here is West 6th Street, and this is mile 2. We are now 2 miles into the walk. It is a two-way road that we have walked down before. These small homes to my left. So I'm going to show you guys something in a second. Right here, I'm going to turn my camera to the right here. That guy was, he was riding his bike right up my ass, and I would not, I wasn't moving. I know. Someone will say, ah, you got to be nice. I mean, listen. You gotta go on the street, man. He eventually decided it was the right thing to do, is to go into the street. That's a lot of plastic you gotta recycle. A nice little blue home here. Looks like we're coming up on McDonald Avenue. You could see I could see the train tracks, the elevated tracks of the F line. That's why I made that. We walked over, by the way, back there by where the dog was. When I was talking about the dog, we just walked over the N line. Now we're going to walk by the F line. And then we will also be walking by the B and the Q line. This is Van Sicklen. This area over here is pretty much the heart of Gravesend. I know Neck Road is around here. Gravesend Neck Road. It was a train. Two trains. Looks like they got the blue and silvers going over the train line today. This right here, this big contraption that you see above the train tracks, that looks to be probably a electrical substation. I'm thinking we might cross over and get some of that side. Let's check out that side. Looks like I got the light. Now this part of the walk on Avenue S, you're gonna see a lot more trees on this half of the walk. You start getting into more tree-lined neighborhoods as you get closer to the park. Of course, when we get down to Marine Park, there'll be plenty of trees in Marine Park. This is actually a very nice day today. Very, very nice day today. You will see people wearing jackets, and trust me when I tell you, you don't need a jacket. It is not that cold out. People like to, I always say this. By the way, that's PS 215 over there on the other side, in case you're wondering. Public school. People like to dress to the calendar and not the actual weather. I don't know if you guys ever heard that expression. If you haven't heard it, it's my expression, I guess. I've never heard anybody use it. I'm the only one that uses it. But people dress to the calendar. You know, it's April, so I need a jacket. You know, it's March, I need a jacket. That's why, you know, if you remember last month, there was that one warm day in March, and everyone was still wearing jackets, you know, so. This is where you start to get to see really nice homes. Look at that house right there on the corner, guys. Look at that. You can start to see some really nice homes from this point on. You can see these homes, really nice homes to my right here, are protected by these 15-foot hedges. 10 to 15 foot hedges. I'll give you a quick look right now. Here you go. Look at this. You got the gate right there to go in. You guys could kind of see through a little bit there. We're gonna see something in a second. Hold on. Let's see what this looks like if we turn the camera this way. There you go. This is a very nice stretch of road once you get down here. I'm going to have to cross the street. There is a leaf blower guy. I cannot walk by leaf blowers. Definitely not this time of year. All right, let's get across the street. Oh, look at the home right there on the corner, guys. Look at that one. Very nice. Well, you guys know what this intersection is. Even if you don't live in Brooklyn, you should know by now, if you follow this channel long enough. We've had to cross this intersection many times, but we just recently, about, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, we walked the entire distance of this road from Brighton Beach, which is all the way in that direction, and we walked all the way up this way, 6 miles. 6 miles of Ocean Parkway to Prospect Park. This is Ocean Parkway. And this is a road you definitely want to wait for the light. It looks like we're about to get it in a moment. We can take it as long as there's no cars going on the left-hand turn, but we're gonna wait. I think we're good. We're good. We're good. There we go. This right here is East 7th Street. I would like to make it across before that light changes. New York Sanitation doing the job. Let's check out the home on this corner. This home over here on East 8th Street. Look at this. Look at those hedges are pretty tall. Big white house. Like the White House. It's not the real White House, but it is a White House. A big white house. Safe to say that most of the corner homes on this stretch of road are like the nicest homes. Look at this one coming up that we're walking by. We got to get past Coney Island Avenue. When we get across Coney Island Avenue, we will officially be out of Gravesend, and we will be in the, I guess you could say, the Sheepshead Bay section. Is it still Sheepshead Bay up here? Or is it Midwood? But, you know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. In any case, we're definitely not going to be in Gravesend anymore. That's for sure. So, and it looks like I'm going to miss the light. There are some big intersections from this point on. We just hit Ocean Parkway. This is Coney Island Avenue. Eventually, we're going to have to cross Ocean. I would assume Bedford, Ocean, Bedford, and Nostrand. I think we got to cross Gerritsen to get over to the park. So there's going to be multiple heavy avenues we're going to have to cross. This is another road we've walked up. Pretty much waiting for the other side traffic to go away. This guy's probably going to turn. Yep. And then we could go. Get that left-only turn-in route. We are coming up on the 3-mile mark soon. I can see we are getting close to 3 miles. I will call it out in a moment. All right, here we go. A lot of land here. This right here is Homecrest Avenue. And I just remembered that there is an overlapping neighborhood here called Homecrest. So we are, I would say we are safely in the Homecrest neighborhood. That's the one thing about Brooklyn, you'll get a lot of overlapping neighborhoods. There's major neighborhoods and then there's nested neighborhoods. East 13th Street, and this is 3 miles, guys. We just hit the 3-mile mark. I'm gonna scoot right in between these cars. So we've done 3 miles of walking. I would imagine another mile and we will be at Marine Park. So we still got another mile before we get to Marine Park. There is a big park on the other side of the street. That is not Marine Park, by the way. You'll know it when we get to Marine Park. It is much bigger than this. This is a nice little park. We got a slow moving B train going over there. That's one of the newer trains. It's the newest trains on the fleet right there. Nice that they gave them to the B line. The D train still has yet to use those trains. Well, I shouldn't say that. They have run those trains over the D line at times. They're not in full-time service though. So every once in a while when they got to reroute a train over the West End line or the D line, they'll do that. But they haven't we haven't gotten a full-time stock yet of those trains. Doing some crane work over here. They're putting up a light pole. Do you see the light pole, guys? In between the back of that truck, the back of those trucks. They are putting up a new light pole. It feels like the winds have shifted to the south because now I feel the wind hitting me. PS 255 and PS 255 and IS 234. Got 2 schools. There's a lot of property over there. Some nice homes here. This is turning out to be a nice walk. If I had to guess, I'd say it's around 72-ish, 73-ish. Started the walk, it was around 70 degrees. It's nice out. It's a great day to be outside. This right here is Ocean Avenue. We crossed Ocean Parkway, and now we're on Ocean Avenue over here. We had Ocean Parkway, Coney Island Avenue, and now we're at Ocean Avenue. This road right here causes a lot of confusion for people that don't know Brooklyn. They come down here looking for Ocean Parkway and they think they're on it because it says Ocean Avenue and vice versa. I've had people stop me over by Kings Highway in Ocean Avenue and ask, where's Ocean Parkway? I had one lady years ago. She was trying to find Ocean Avenue, and here's the thing. She was on Ocean Parkway. This is another thing you'll see that happens a lot here in Brooklyn. You'll see this a lot. I'll give you some examples. She was on Ocean Parkway looking for an address, and the numbers just weren't adding up. And she was like, she showed me. And I said, well, this address is not on Ocean Parkway. It's on Ocean Avenue. And she was like, oh, where's Ocean Avenue? I said, well, yeah, you can either walk a little bit or you can take a bus. So, but then a lot of times we'll get people, and this is a big one. This happens a lot. You know, out here in Brooklyn, especially on these streets that we're walking right now, these East streets, there's a lot of dentists and doctors. Some of the best dentists and doctors, by the way, I must say. And you'll get people from like out of borough or north of here, and they'll write down the address, but they won't write down whether it's east or west, you know, or that'll get left out. So say, for example, East 22nd Street over here, some people will leave out the E and it becomes now 22nd Street. So now you got a person that's all the way in Park Slope or Sunset Park looking for a street that only exists in Sheepshead Bay. And you'd be surprised, it happens a lot. I had another time I had a girl, she was in Bath Beach, she was lost, she was looking for a street that didn't even exist in that neighborhood, and I was like, yeah, you're in the wrong neighborhood. Look at the homes over here. These are some nice homes on the other side of the street there. Look at that. Give you guys some more looks at the homes across the street. Look at that. think it's better we stay on this side because we can see those homes better from all the way over here. East 24th Street. We are still moving towards Marine Park, and then when we get to Marine Park, we still got to walk around Marine Park. So. Look at this home, guys. Look at this home. Whew. That's a beautiful home right there. Look at that. This right here is Bedford Avenue. Bedford Avenue is the longest road in Brooklyn. It spans about 11 miles. And yes, we are going to do it. We're going to do the Bedford Avenue, 11 miles from Sheepshead Bay all the way to Greenpoint. It is practically a north to south road. It starts all the way up over by Manhattan Avenue in Greenpoint, and it goes all the way through Brooklyn, through all the major neighborhoods, and ends in Sheepshead Bay. Giving you guys a lot of looks across the street. There's more coming up. Oh, look at this house. This is a nice house right here. And across the street there's continuance of these small, nice little homes. That little white home all by itself in the corner there. Look at that. There's no fence. It's probably what it looked like when it was first built, probably a couple hundred years ago. So we have been on Avenue S ever since Stillwell Avenue. This is the longest part of the walk. The nice pine tree, spruce, or whatever you want to call it. We're getting close to the 4-mile mark. All right, let's get across the street here, because I see some storefronts over there. That was a big FedEx truck that was turning onto the avenue, if you heard that. Oh, this is over where Buckley's is. Yeah. Okay. We walked, so Nostrand Avenue over here. We did Nostrand Avenue also. Go with my channel. We walked from, pretty much from Roland Roaster all the way down to Brooklyn College. A while back. Buckley's Catering. This is Nostrand. We got the light. This is Heron Street. So now we're transferring into actually the better word is transitioning. Think I could speak? You probably think I had some alcohol this morning the way I'm talking. We are transitioning into name streets. One of my favorite names to say is coming up. You'll know it when I say it. There is a church over here. Let's get back over there so I can show you guys the church. This right here is Brown Street. Good Shepherd Church. It's a small little church. It's very nice. So here's the street I was talking about, Bachelda. At least that's how I pronounce it. Now, I don't know if it's Batch Elder, like somebody said to me once. I say it all in one motion, Bachelda. Bachelda Street. It reminds me of a Christmas Story, Fragile. That's like my favorite part of the movie. Fragile. It's just like, it says fragile. It's like, oh. Gerritsen Avenue, 3 mile mark, guys. No, 4 mile, correction. Big correction. 4 miles. We are at the 4 mile mark here. And we have to cross over because Avenue S continues over there. Now, as bad as this road looks, it's actually a very easy road to cross. Not a crazy amount of traffic. We are very close to the park. As a matter of fact, you're going to see the park in a moment when we turn this corner. We are about to enter Marine Park. We are in the Marine Park section, by the way, guys. This is the Marine Park section of Brooklyn. And what I'm going to do is walk in the streets to give you guys a nice big open look. There it is. Marine Park, a very, very big park. And this is a park I spent many field trips. This is a park where a lot of the schools in Brooklyn take kids for field day. It's called Field Day. For those of you that might maybe never heard of a field day, here in New York they have a field day, designated field days, and they usually do it late May, early June. And it has a lot of fields. What you're looking at in front of us is all the fields. There's multiple fields. It's like a very large park complex. We're going to walk around it. I'm going to take you guys around the entire park. Now this part of the walk in Marine Park, it's so big, this park, that we're going to be walking for a mile in this park, believe it or not. We got to go all the way to the other side, and we got to go back to the main part of the park where all the other stuff is. So as you can see, this park has 2 lanes. We're on one of the lanes, and then to my left here is all of the fields, all these baseball fields. People play all types of sports here. Softball, baseball, soccer, football, frisbee, you name it. So, and then, to my right, you can see this large area of Greenland. It's a very big park. Not as big as, like, Prospect Park. It's definitely bigger than Dyke Beach Park, my park. Absolutely bigger than my park. A lot of people think that my park is big, and then I tell them, well, you got to go to Marine Park. My park can actually fit in this park easily. I'm not sure. Like, I'd have to measure it or look on a map, but like, I even think this park is bigger than the golf course. Dyke Beach Golf Course. It would definitely be close. So this park will go all the way down right up against the Bay Parkway. Well, I shouldn't say that. It doesn't go up against the Bay Parkway. What am I saying? Why am I saying that? I'm thinking about 2 things that have nothing to do with it. I'm thinking about Avenue U. Why am I thinking Bay Parkway? I'd say sometimes my brain just like malfunctions. Why was I thinking the Bay Parkway for Avenue? But anyway, that's Avenue U over there, not the Bay Parkway. Bay Parkway is further down. We can leave the park here, take a right, and end up over at Brennan and Carr. Roast beef. Get a roast beef sandwich a few blocks down on Nostrand. The only thing I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you exactly why I thought I misspoke about the Bay Parkway and wasn't thinking. If you look ahead there, you got like guardrails over there, so. And you see a lot of cars going back and forth. So, visually, I'm like, oh, that's Bay Parkway. No, it's Avenue U. That is Avenue U. And Avenue U will take you all the way down through, the Mill Basin area. I believe it goes all the way down to Bergen Beach. I want to say that's where it ends. Over on Bergen Beach. You got multiple beaches over here. You got Gerritsen Beach. Yeah, there's a like I said, there's a Bergen Beach. Look at how far we have to walk, guys, to get over to the park, like the main park grounds over there, like where, you know, where you could go to the bathroom, play handball, basketball. Look, that's where we're walking, all the way down there. That's like a mile. Just think, you could take it's sort of like Central Park and Prospect Park, where you could walk miles in the park, you know. You got these two big white dire wolves. They're not dire wolves. You know what I mean. It looks like you got a pickup softball game ready to start over here. By the way, I am in the bike lane, but I am staying all the way to the left. So. Now on this side, on my right side, look how much more parkland there is on this side of the park, guys. Look at this. Look at that. You got to cross all the way over to the other side to get to the rest of the street area. Look at this. See how big it is, guys? Do you believe me now how big this park is? Look at that. All the way out there is the next street. And then we were just on the other side over there. We will be hitting the 5 mile mark at some point. We have been walking a total of, my counter is kind of messed up. It's not reading from the whole time I started. It's definitely been over an hour. About an hour, 23 minutes, around there. By the time we're finished, it'll probably be around 5.5 miles of walking, which we're about to hit the 5 mile mark. Nice breeze, very comfortable out. These people walking towards me make me feel better that I'm walking in a bike lane. I'm not the only one walking in the bike lane. We just hit the 5 mile mark, guys. 5 mile mark.
We're gonna keep walking here. Look at the park across. That's right over there is where we came into the park, right straight across. If you look at that kid on the scooter, we kind of came in over there on that side. We have tennis courts over here, but I wonder if they've been taken over by the pickleball people. I'll tell you, there's been a little bit of contention between the pickleball players and the tennis ball players. At my park, at least. I witnessed an argument the other day. They were playing pickleball and people came in to play tennis, and one guy came in to give tennis lessons, and there was an argument back and forth that it's not a pickleball court and blah, blah, blah. And so... Alright, so I'm going to cross back into the walking lane. Let's see what we got over here. We're going to be ending the walk soon. But I want to thank everybody for joining me on this walk. Man, there goes that handball court all by itself. We used to play handball at that court right there. Back in the day, you had to fight for that court. I wonder if it's still the same way. I know that they use that a lot for tennis. Like that guy is doing the tennis. But we used to go in there. We used to take that and play handball there. Here goes your handball course, but also paddleball. Mostly paddleball. They're playing paddleball right now. I used to play against the paddleball players with my bare hand with the bigger ball. It looks like they're using the bigger ball too. They're using a handball, not a racquetball. You could tell by the size and the bounce. I mean, I could tell the sound. When you play handball as many years as I have, you could tell the sound. You're like, oh, that's a handball. That's not a racquetball. Racquetballs are kind of quiet. And they have a very low thud when you hit them off of your hand with like a padded glove. That was what we used to use for professional handball league. When I played on a handball team in high school. That was the ball we used. We used a heavy padded glove, and we used a racquetball. We didn't use a handball. These are the bocce ball courts. They are playing bocce ball. This is where if you need to go to a bathroom or do something else, I mean, this is the park house, the main park house office for the park. Got that nice flag. This is the center line of the park right here. You can hear the planes lifting off. The JFK is to the east here. This is the community center right here. Park has had a lot of renovation over the years. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys
a little bit more. I'm not going to go into the children's playground with the camera, but that's what that is over there. That is the children's playground. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a right, hook around, and we're going to end it. So I want to thank everybody for taking this long walk. By the way, in case you're wondering, we are at 5.5 miles. So that's how long this walk was. This walk was 5.5 miles. I'm going to end it right where these flowers are. Look at these beautiful flowers. I'll give you guys something nice to look at to end. Here we go. You can see somebody's taking a picture. I'll give you guys a look at all these nice flowers. And that's how we'll end it. We'll end it with some color. And I'll tell you, it smells really nice. It smells like a florist. Feels like I just walked into a florist. And then I will back the camera out. And that's how we'll end it. So I want to thank everybody for taking a walk. And I will catch you all on the next one. We are at Marine Park. We walked from Bensonhurst to Marine Park. 5.5 miles of walking. And I'm going to wrap it up here. So I will catch you all on the next one. Take care. And bye-bye.